first time in years, the RS600s returned to Lake Garda. They started things off with a practice tail to see what all the noise was about. Bring on race number 1. Now unfortunately we weren't able to get any racing in on the first day due to a lack of breeze, but we were greeted by a strong breeze from the north in the morning. And plenty of breeze there was. We were all comfortably trapezing and getting on the plane no problem at all, with a little bit of chop starting to form as well.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
And that concludes race number 1. Now on to race number 2. A few people had found it a little bit too cold despite it being the summer, so I headed in, but a load of us were hungry for even more. That's all the footage I have from day number 2, but as you can see we had a lovely breeze coming from the north, also known as the Pella, and we were able to get 3 good races in with the rest of the fleets. This meant we didn't have any discards in play at the moment, so George Smith was leading overall into the final day and I was in second place because I had 3 consistent results, but it was all going to change once that first discard kicked in. This just left us with 3 more races for the final day of the Riva Cup 2024.
It's an old man.
Just like day 2, there was plenty of wind coming from the north in the morning, but this time we also got some wonderful sunshine. may have noticed, the wind is slowly starting to drop off, and this is the tail end of the morning Pella breeze that we were getting. This means that the aura was starting to kick in because the temperature had risen enough to allow the thermodynamic winds to work their magic. But it did mean that our bottom reach of the race was a little bit confusing, where both winds were sort of cancelling each other out, and it was a bit confusing which one was happening where. But we were able to drift across the finish line and wrap up race number 4. After a short postponement, we were waiting for the aura to really kick in before getting away with race number 5. We waited around for about an hour for the aura to fully kick in. Now, it was still pretty light by the time the race committee decided to get us started, but the hope was by the end of our race there'd be plenty of breeze. As you can see, we were marginally trapezing, but it did increase as the race went on.
Let me down easy, for your love for me is gone. Let me down easy, since you feel to stay here alone. I know it's all over, but the last goodbye. Let me down easy. Let me down easy. Let me down easy.
As we were starting to finish our first lap, the 5:05 started, which made the bottom reach a little bit challenging, and the next beat pretty tight on wind as well, as there was so much dirty air from the 5:0s, but it made for an interesting challenge. You can really see the breezes building now as we go further along on the beat. Sadly, my camera ran out of battery at this point, but it was definitely starting to pay to head towards the cliffs, both upwind and downwind, as there was just a lot more breeze there, so I was able to make some good gains downwind by jibing off early and getting into that bigger breeze soon. And as this race finished, the breeze was just building even more and more, giving us the full aura experience going into race number 6. Overall, it was a fantastic week in Garda, and we all had a great time. Overall, George Smith won the EuroCup event, with Jamie Mawson in second and Rich Smith in third. Big thanks to the team at Riva for looking after us so well during the week, and Sailboat Deliveries for both organising the event and getting our boats there in one piece.